guys, my name's Jake Singer. I am originally from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but I currently reside in Pittsburgh, PA. That was about almost 7 years ago, 6.5 years. I was at the time actually studying to be a personal trainer and just really into health and fitness, and just wanted to expand my education, and went on Netflix one night and found a documentary called Forks Over Knives. And after watching that, I made the decision to drop meat out of my diet. And after doing more research over the next 6 months, eventually transitioned to a vegan diet after learning more of the ethical side of things. So I am a photographer. I also work at a brewery just to supplement income for now. But the long-term goal is to make money being a multimedia content creator. So right now I run a podcast called the Vegan Manly Man Podcast, as well as create content for social media in general, Instagram, Facebook. I make videos for YouTube. Whatever I can do. So I definitely use my photography skills, obviously, in creating content for social media. As far as doing photography with specific vegan companies or anything like that, I haven't quite crossed that line yet, but it is something I'm definitely open to. As far as working at the brewery, it's always nice to just have open conversations with coworkers or people who are coming in to eat or drink. I have some pretty obvious vegan tattoos on my arm, so that normally sparks some pretty good conversation. So obviously sometimes that scenario is actually a little bit better. Just being in a professional setting, it's less threatening because people know that it's going to be a more respectful and kind of professional sounding conversation. But yeah, I try to incorporate veganism into whatever I can. I try not to be the guy who's constantly talking about it and pushy. I like for people to come up to me. And so in doing that, I just really try to set an example of how I live my life, and generally that gets people pretty interested and leads naturally to a conversation anyway. So the podcast is something that I've wanted to do actually for the past couple of years. I've been inspired by a lot of podcasts that I've listened to. So I actually started it back in November, and like I said, it's something I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years, and I kind of actually just got fed up with myself for not doing it. So one day I just said enough is enough, and I went to Guitar Center that night and bought some necessary gear, and I sat down and I just learned as much as I possibly could as far as starting a podcast. And I started reaching out to some people in the vegan community, in hopes that they would want to come on the show and be interviewed. And they did, and it's been an awesome journey since. I've gotten to connect with so many awesome people doing amazing things in the vegan lifestyle from all over the world. And so it's gotten great responses so far. People really seem to be digging the message that I'm putting out there and really liking the guests that are coming on the show. So hopefully I will continue to grow that as big as possible and really spread the message out to a lot of people who need to hear what I have to say. The Vegan Manly Man is a name, honestly, that I picked from my Instagram years ago. And at first it was kind of just like a joke, but now it really actually kind of embodies what I'm doing with my message and what I'm trying to share with people. And it's basically a new era of masculinity, one where strength is perceived through compassion, rather than the typical stereotypes that can kind of lead to toxic masculinity. So I really want to embody that, to be a man starts with your heart, and it comes from your kindness and your compassion for others who can't speak for themselves. And so I really want to embody that in my message. I think that the biggest things that we can do in this movement as activists and advocates is to really focus on the small details in communication. So if we think about it, we really are salesmen for this lifestyle, and we're selling something awesome, which is a compassionate way to live that not only helps our own lives as far as our health goes, but it helps the planet, and most importantly, it helps the animals. So one message that I really try to convey through my podcast and through my social media platforms is to understand that everybody is on a different journey. We are all from different walks of life, and we need to understand where people are, and we need to reach them and communicate with them on their level. And I think that we can really do a justice to our movement by really focusing on this communication tactic and understanding that we were once, in their shoes and eating these animal products, and to be effective, let's just really focus on how can we reach out to people in a kind and compassionate way that is not going to make them feel like they're being judged, but rather going to make them think that maybe there is a different way that I can be living my life in a more compassionate and peaceful way. Yeah, so I will be speaking at this year's Harvest Veg Fest in York, PA. So please, if you guys are planning to come out, come see me talk. It's going to be my first time public speaking, so I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to have a new platform to share my message on, and I couldn't think of anywhere better to start than right here in my home area of South Central PA. Thank you guys so much for watching Animal Advocates of South Central PA Spotlight. Again, my name is Jake Singer. My podcast is called the Vegan Manly Man Podcast, and you can follow and keep up with me at www.theveganmanlyman.com. Thank you guys for watching.